What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we're going to be discussing some Forza Motorsport 7 topics here in Forza Horizon 3, with Forza Horizon 3 gameplay in the background. Now, I'm sure you guys all know about the whole 100GB download size. I mean, you're probably like, why are you talking about that? That's old news. Like, what the hell? But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm talking about it, because everybody freaked out about it in terms of the size, right? Everybody was like, oh, it's a massive download. Will I be able to hold that? Will my console be able to hold that? And yada, yada, yada. But the thing that I'm actually more interested in talking about is, even though I live in an area where we have fiber optic internet, I mean, I get gigabit internet. I get basically, oh god, it's like 940-ish megabytes per second download and 700 to 800 megabytes per second upload speed. So my internet is fine, but the concern for me here, and why I bring this up, is I have a lot of friends that live in, rural areas where you can, fast is 20 megabytes per second download, and fast upload is like maybe 2, 3, 5 if you're lucky, 5 megabytes per second if you're lucky. And the thing is, that download, like 100 gigabyte download, if you're getting, I mean, I have some friends that are getting, less than 10 megabytes per second download speed, and that's not because, that's not because, like, oh, they just didn't get the best one. No, that's because the infrastructure in their area just can't, it's not up to any, it's not up to a faster speed. And, people could say, well, that's a very small portion of your audience. Not exactly. I mean, if you think about it, there's a lot of people that live in rural areas that play, these kinds of games that it's going to take like a week to download a game like Forza Motorsport 7. Now, make no mistake, I'm not, not trying to bash on the download size of the game or bash on the game for its download size, but I am saying that it's definitely a point of concern for some people that don't have the fastest of internet. Now, keep in mind, even if you do have plenty of space for it on your console, you're still going to have to deal with that download size and the speed at which your internet downloads it, because, the further and further on that we go, where gaming is becoming more and more and more and more dependent on internet and internet speeds. Whereas, even if you buy a game on disc now, you still have to download it to install it. The disc is, I mean, not every single game, but a lot of games, the disc is just your gateway to download the game. So it's kind of an iffy situation for some people that don't have, like I said, don't have the fastest of internet connections. And for me, I could completely, shrug off the whole 100 gigabyte download size and be like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I can download it fully fine in like, a couple hours, like no problem. Actually, well, not even that, less than that. So, like, now that I think about it and do the math in my head, a lot less than that. So, but the thing is, again, like I said, I know there's a lot of people that just don't have access to that speed of internet, and it's kind of one of those things where maybe if you were to pre-order the game and do the do the pre-download earlier on, months before the game comes out, that might be really, really advantageous, because you're not going to have to, the download is going to handle itself in the background, and you're not going to have to think about it when the game comes out, and then you can just boot it up and play it. So that's especially if your internet speeds are pretty low, that could be a really good way to go, is to do the pre-download and just, go ahead and pre-order the game. Well, not even pre-order it, just, pre-purchase it and download it, and that might be a good way to get around that. But I think in the long run, it's just kind of one of those things where, and I'm sure, internet infrastructures, by the way, right there, like right back there, I about like crapped myself. I was like, please don't let me lose this score. Please, 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 no. But anyways, I'm sure that the infrastructure will be up to it in all areas at some point. In internet infrastructure, it keeps growing and growing and growing and building and building and building. But in certain areas, sometimes one company will control the area. And the thing is, if one company controls that area, then there's no point for them to upgrade, because they have no competition. So that's kind of another thing that draws into people in rural areas with slower internet speeds. See, in the cities, there's an incentive for these service providers to get better and better and better, because there's so much competition. Out in rural areas where you only have like one choice of internet provider, that's your only choice. So it doesn't matter if they give you 10 megabits per second or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. So if they don't have to put in the other, the rest of the infrastructure, then they may not do it. So it's kind of one of those weird little situations. That was so freaking close right there, dude. Oh my god, I got like tingly after that happened. I was like, please don't let me lose these points. Please don't. And the funny thing is, later on, like way later on after this video, I ended up landing a combo that was massive. It was huge, and I recorded it. This one was almost 1 million after the multiplier, and I think the other combo was something like 1.8 million. But I recorded it. It won't be in this video, but I recorded it. So just in case you guys want to see that combo later on, I may include it in a video. But back to the topic at hand earlier, and this is not to say that I'm not excited for Forza 7. I mean, I am so freaking pumped for Forza 7. I've played the game. I loved the game, and I'm just so excited to move forward in this series. The thing is, a lot of people, they say, oh, well, what's actually new? They're like, well, nothing. And I'm here to say that that's not exactly right. They've done a lot of things with the camera. They've done a lot of things with the interface. And some people may say, like, oh yeah, big deal, the camera. It makes a big difference. They've made updates to the physics. They've actually made a lot of little updates that you can kind of see under the skin of the game that you don't really notice when you're watching somebody play it, but when you actually play the game, you feel the differences and you feel the little tweaks and upgrades and changes. And by the way, also the new tracks are so legit. They're so much fun, and I think that there's a lot of substance in Forza 7 that not a lot of people realize quite yet. I mean, they're like, okay, cool, it's Forza 7, but like they don't really realize what's under the skin of the game. And did I mention, dude, how pretty it is? Oh my god, it's so pretty. It's such a beautiful game that you can't really you can't deny how beautiful that game actually is. It really is just a gorgeous game. But and I think even for people that have I guess issues with internet speed, that download is going to be worth it. Or if you don't have enough space on your console right now, yeah, I felt really cheated when that guy ran into me, because there was other guys on the other side of the road, and then he was coming on the other side, and I had no option but to slide straight that way, and he just plowed into me. Didn't even make an attempt to stop. But anyways, I think it's going to be a really good addition to your library. Even if you have to take some other games out of your library, even if you have to free up space on your console, I think it's worth freeing up the space on your console, because it's going to be a bonkers game. And to be fair, I think that there's going to be a lot of newcomers coming into the game. As there always is with each new installment of Forza. You've got your newcomers, and you've got your pros that have not really pros. I mean, well, you do have pros technically, but you also have your veteran players that have been playing it for a long time. I've been playing since Forza 2. A lot of my friends have been playing since Forza 1, and I kind of consider us veterans of the series. But I mean, not necessarily, not necessarily like we're not, competitive pros or anything like that. But I definitely consider us, like I said, veterans of the series. And, when you see Forza go along and keep growing and growing, you see it go through different stages. I think Forza 4 was kind of when drifting really exploded. I mean, it was in the series beforehand, but drifting really blew up and exploded in Forza 4. Forza 5 was kind of an odd little in between. Forza 6 was kind of when everything started to come together, and then now I think here in Forza 7 you're seeing that whole massive just package come together to make an absolutely insane Forza Motorsport game, and I think it's going to be one of the best, if not the best, Forza Motorsport game to date so far. So definitely something to keep in mind, again, with your download speeds and your space on your console. But the thing is, everybody talked about the space on their console thing. Nobody really talked about the internet speed thing. So if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comments down below what your opinions are on this whole game size and download speeds and stuff like that. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more Forza, more of other games as well, don't forget to subscribe for more daily videos just like this one. Well, not exactly like this one, because then that would be duplicate content, and that's not cool. But again, hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see y'all next time. Talk to you guys later.